Take my hand. I normally keep a low profile online. I've never been a huge fan of social media, but you know how it is. You use it for your friends you don't live close to anymore, those estranged family members you only see at weddings, those kind of things. So as you can imagine, I don't check it very often, so I was surprised to see a friend request pop up on my Facebook notifications. Bryony, a girl I hadn't seen since college. Well, a woman now. It's been over a decade since we graduated. Her profile picture looks exactly how I remember her though. A small and timid-looking girl, ashy-skinned with messy long black hair. I always got this weird vibe from her. I'm pretty sure she had a thing for me back then. And as horrible as it is to say it, I only really viewed her as a passing acquaintance. Not that she wasn't pretty, I just never saw her in that way. I didn't think much about it though. She wasn't a bad person, and it might be nice to catch up with someone from my school days. I accepted her friend request and thought if she wanted to chat, I'd just let her message first, and that's how I left it. The next few days went on normal enough. Work, chill, make dinner, the usual stuff. It wasn't until the weekend when I jumped onto my PC and out of pure habit checked back online. 99 plus new messages. I just stared at my screen for a moment, taken back by the string of notifications that popped up in red. All from her? At first it started as normal as you could expect. A bubbly message asking how I was, small update on her life, asking to meet up, then about her parents passing away and her losing a job, asking to meet up, then her confessing her feelings, how she always wanted to go on a date with me, asking to meet up, telling me I need to leave my whore of a partner, asking for my hand in marriage, followed by some explicit pictures, then telling me we're going to meet up. The messages just kept on popping up. I didn't even have time to read them. Nope, I decided then and there that I didn't want any part of this. Delete and block. I sat there for a moment, just shocked at what had happened. I haven't even thought of this person in a decade, and here she was. She had to be drunk. There was no other explanation. I shivered to myself. This is why I don't use social media. About a week or so had passed since that incident, and since then I'd pushed it to the back of my mind. I was just wandering through the supermarket doing some late-night food shopping after work, when I saw her. Well, I thought I did, down the other end of an aisle, the ghostly pale face of hers framed in that sea of black hair. I kept on shopping, but God, did I feel on edge. That couldn't have been her. She doesn't live anywhere near me. Nevertheless, I sped up my shopping as quick as I could just to get out of there. As I was pulling out of the car park to head home, I looked back into the rearview mirror, and there she was, just watching at the corner of the car park. I slammed on my brakes and nearly hit the car in front of me, shaking. I looked back. There were a few other strangers looking at what had just happened, but she was gone. Maybe this was in my head. I just had to get home. I didn't hang about when I got back home. I grabbed my bags from the back of the car and hurried to my front door. Someone had left flowers on my doorstep. I hesitantly stooped down to pick them up, and upon them was a note. I offer you my hand. Will you be mine? Panic washed over me as I threw them into the bushes and slammed myself into my flat, making sure my door was locked tight behind me. Maybe if I could gather all of the messages he sent me on Facebook, I could send it to the police and get some kind of, restraining order for harassment or something. How does someone appear out of the blue so fanatic like this? I dragged myself onto my computer. If I was going to deal with this, I might as well get it done now. 12 more friend requests, all from Bryony, all different accounts. God, I felt sick. What the hell was wrong with this woman? I spent the next few hours going through everything, taking screenshots and getting as much information as I could before eventually calling it quits and crashing out on my sofa. I was exhausted. I haven't had a moment's rest since I left work earlier today, and now all of this? My head was all over the place. I laid there just trying not to dwell on the situation. Slowly but surely, my eyes were closing, and I drifted off. I sprung awake and fell from the sofa. I can't remember when I fell asleep, but whoever knocked at the door scared me half to death. I rubbed my eyes and picked myself up, slowly making my way to the front door. I peered through the peephole, yet there was no one there. But out of the corner of my eye, I spotted it. A parcel. That all too familiar weird vibe washed over me. Was it her? I tentatively opened the door. There it sat, on the middle of my porch. I don't know what came over me, but I had to open it. I knew no good could come of it. I bent down and slipped my nail through the poorly taped seam across the top of the box. I threw up immediately, dropping the box to the floor. A small, pale, severed hand lay upon the inside. The bed of roses it was nestled in had only become redder with the blood that had soaked into them. After I'd finished retching, I noticed a scrap of paper tinted with shades of red, and upon it in shaky writing, there were 3 words. Take my hand. The police spent the next 4 days looking for Bryony, scouring all over the area trying to find her. In the meantime, I had gone to stay with my partner in the town over. It was on that 4th day I had a call from the police. They had found a corpse in the bushes of my back garden, of a small woman with ashy skin, long black hair, and a severed hand.